Hello, everyone, and welcome to the speakerfocus.com Q&A weekly call. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus, here to answer any and every question pertaining to growing your speaker business. We're going to jump right into it. I think I see somebody with a raised hand up already. I'm going to jump into it. Hey, Greta, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing super fantastic. Just headed to my favorite spot at the beach so I can relax for the rest of the day. It's been a long Monday.
Yeah, I feel you there.
How are you today? What's your question?
I'm doing good. I actually have 3 questions, or 4. So I went through module 1 now. So now I have a little bit better idea where I'm going. My first question is for the media pack. Do you ever print those out and mail them? I noticed when you were talking about generational differences, more traditional, like to see things in the mail, but I'm just wondering if you still do that at all. Or is it all digital when you're going to send out your media packet?
Typically, no. In today's market of new media, and to correct you, we don't refer to it in our industry as a media packet. That's the equivalent in other industries, what it is. But you're talking about the speaker info kit. That's a downloadable document in a PDF format right there from the website. That's the purpose of having all your sales tools in one central location. So you make it easy for the conference. On the website, right there on the website. So you can make it easy for the conference coordinator to access the information. The speakers make it way too difficult for the conference coordinator to give you money. So right there on the home page of the website should be all 4 of the signature programs. You're also going to have the speaker info kit is going to be right there on the home page. And then what you're also going to have is your speaker video demo, all right there to make it easy for the conference coordinator to book you to speak.
Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. And then my next question is leadership styles. I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question I jotted. Okay, the next one is, does it make sense to start as a specialist just given that you're a brand new speaker, or is it possible that you would be a subject matter expert right out the gate?
Yeah, Greta. You said, is it best to start out? Ask that question again.
So is it okay to start out, so is it possible to start out as a subject matter expert, given that that's a fee scale, if you've never done a presentation before? Or would it be better to not oversell yourself, just be conservative, even though maybe you are a subject matter expert, to start out at the specialist level? Because, in my case, I don't have gigs to say I've done before.
Okay, great question. All right, so anytime you're in this situation, I want you to keep this in mind. Always remember this. Okay. The fact of the matter is that you do have a lot of subject matter expertise in the corporate space. So you are already a specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, and trusted advisor. Those are just all professional distinctions that I always like to put on inside the marketing materials for all of my students, just to be able to let the meeting planner know that you do something at a very high level. Just because you haven't had any quote unquote speaking engagements doesn't mean that you're not a specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, or trusted advisor. You got it? Am I making sense?
Yes. Okay. So I think
it's better to refer to yourself as that under the umbrella of professional speaker. What we really all are is we're professional problem solvers, and you know how to do that at the highest level. So I do understand maybe there's a disconnection because a lot of speakers are like that when they come onto the platform. Well, I've never done any quote unquote high fee speaking engagements. So they automatically try to diminish their value of saying that they're not an expert, subject matter expert, leading authority, trusted advisor, or a specialist, which is not true. And in your case, you are a consummate professional all the way across the board. You got it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. That sounds good. And I do feel like I could grow into a leading authority, and, you know, that would be a goal to have. But yeah, subject matter expert does make sense to me. And going into this field, it's actually, you know, promoting me from just a specialist to an expert. So, okay, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then I'm not super refreshed on the information. I just wrote this down when I was going through the module, but the leadership styles you spoke about, and my question is whether it's meant to have me identify with one of the leadership styles, or was that more of like a success formula in the way that you, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's more of a success formula in the way you present yourself as a leadership speaker.
Right. Okay.
And the style that you have is right there in module 2. That's more of a strategy and approach to the type of leadership speaker that you are. But make no mistake about it, these professional distinctions that I have for you, it's all meant so that you don't fall in the category of a motivational, inspirational speaker. Call yourself anything except for that.
Okay.
That's what we don't want to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, I heard that message a few times throughout the module, and I've never been good at that hoorah type stuff. So it's actually really nice for me to be able to hear that. You're kind of talking to my strengths and weaknesses perfectly. So I'm excited about that.
Good.
Awesome. And then the last question is, I didn't see anywhere to log out when I'm I just X'd out of the window, but is there an actual log out?
There's a log. Yeah, it should be a log out. You should see it right over there where it says log in.
Oh.
If you can't find it on the screen.
Hey Greta, this is Austin. So we don't have a log out functionality right now.
Okay.
I think we did at one point. We just took it out, didn't add it back in and keep things simple. Is there a reason why you want to log out?
It's just standard practice for me. I was like, am I missing something here? It was, you know, I just closed it out. But I'm getting more familiar with the platform. I see where it probably isn't necessary once you're logged in. You know, it's just pretty straightforward. So I just wanted to check my boxes here.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you could just stay logged in. And generally speaking, I stay logged in everywhere because it makes it's just one less step of having to log back into every platform. So I think it'll save you time. And most modern web applications, you don't need to log out or anything like that for security purposes. It's all going to be secure. So it'll save you time if you just exit the window.
Yeah. And I noticed it would all be just security on your end. It's not anything on mine. So that makes sense. Okay. I did have a little other question come up, but I don't remember it now. So I think that's all. So wait, so yeah, pacing myself. Should I just I watched module 1. Should I just finish everything, all the exercises on module 1 before going to 2, or am I going to gain more insight and I should go on to 2?
Please, I would prefer that this coaching platform is built on taking action. I'd rather you jump in, complete the assignment for module 1, which is the entire signature program template, and then also making sure that your bio template is done. I believe you submitted something to us and we gave you some feedback on it. So if you didn't complete the whole template, just send it over and let us be able to give some feedback on it, and then jump back into the video modules when you have time. Looking at the video modules and not completing the assignments is definitely not what I want you to do. I want you to take action, complete the assignments. If you see an action item in there, get it done. Like, for instance, I'm gonna give you a heads up. Right now, the most important thing, if you've already looked at the entire video modules for module one. For module one, it's fine. Although, however, we need to complete the signature program template in the bio and make sure that we're on the other side of that. And when you get into module two, now we're getting into the sales tools, your website, your speaker video demo, your speaker info kit, and everything has a checklist to get those done. I wouldn't be mad at you if you just said, okay, I got the checklist and I'm working on all my sales tools now. Those are done. Now let me go back into module two so I can understand the target buyer, target market, the 6 different target markets where I can earn money. All of it is valuable, but the most important thing is to get your business set up properly so you can be ready to prepare to deal with the conference coordinator. That's what we care about the most. Now, if you're not doing that, that's why you got us to show up on the group calls, submit your support tickets, so we can help keep you on track, because it's very easy to get distracted when you're listening to all of the modules.
Yeah.
And I focusing on the action.
Totally. And I got the action items before watching module one, and I did it kind of blind. And then afterwards I had better focus. Now I have, all the materials are printed out. I'm like ready to start designing my stuff. And I just wanted to make sure that in module two, there's not going to be more information that I need to get before I do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And listen, there's no such thing as a stupid question. This is why we're set up in design. Actually, I love the variation of talent that we have on the speakerfocus.com platform, because everybody has a unique approach in how they operate and how they present themselves as a leader. And what it does is, when we do more listening up front, just like I did on the first needs assessment call with you, like I do with all of our students, is it helps us serve you better when you have these questions, and all of them are valid. No matter what approach that you have with your questioning, there's always an answer to it, and it helps us deliver the service better. So we appreciate you.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I think I definitely have a pretty action-oriented approach. I just wanted to pace myself the right way. So
absolutely.
But I'm also have a design background, so I'm ready to get that stuff done and then move on to the rest too. So
yeah, and look, to another thing too, Greta, before you hang up, there's a lot of our students that have written books, multiple books. There's a lot of our students that have a design background. They're very skilled at graphic design, web design. They already have a team. A lot of our students have that already. What we're doing, and I gotta say this to you so that you don't overthink it. All I'm doing is pointing you in the right direction. I'm showing you what all the elements that the speaker info kit should have in there. Our students turn in far better designs than the one that I have on my old speaker info kit. I'll be honest with you from a design standpoint, but I tell you this, it's not so much the design, it's the elements that's inside of my speaker info kit that makes it so valuable. Because I got everything in it that the conference coordinator needs to see. But from a design standpoint, if you have great design, I mean, go for it. Mm-hmm. If you feel like our website template on our platform is really, really super simple and easy to understand. There's a lot of our coaching students, they go the extra mile and they want a better looking website. So they go out and spend more money on a better looking website. I don't care what it looks like. What I'm looking for is this going to work in front of the conference coordinator. We're not here to argue with you. We work by the suggest and approve. We make the suggestions, and then you approve the process. At the end of the day, we work for you, and that's all I'm listening for, Greta. First of all, I don't want to step on anybody's creativity. I want you to get your ideas out first.
Yeah, I need to get
those are the things we want to promote.
Yeah, and I totally plan to get my signature programs, just revise all that, get that approved, and then I would go to now I'm going to say media packet the whole time, but the speaker info kit. Now,
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Speaker info kit. There you go.
Yeah. I want you to look at it before I get to there, but I just, I did module one in like a day. So it wasn't like that big a deal, but.
That's because you're a real boss. And I know that you're serious. And I could tell that right from the beginning. And I appreciate people like you that's not full of shit, that do take action, because listen, the fact, I don't want anybody to rush, but if you have the time to get through the modules, I mean, this is what you're making an investment for. And we like it when you send in the homework assignments and we give the feedback when we answer support tickets every day, because that's how you know that you're going in the right direction. Because last but not least, Greta, and then I'll get to the next question. I'll get to the next person if you don't have any more questions.
No, I'm good.
If when you don't have support, and me and Austin, we talked about this extensively before we start building this platform. Here's two things going to happen when you don't have support. Guaranteed, you're going to get distracted or you're going to get discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to get the work done is to be tied into a system of accountability that says, and then you got some place to send it when you know it's right before you send it to the conference coordinator and put it in front of a person who's willing to pay you $5,000+. I've taken plenty of coaching programs before, and it wasn't somewhere I could send the sales tools so somebody could check it and say it looks horrible. That messaging is out of date, or it's not up to date, or whatever. Let me tell you something. It's a painful thing when you send your sales tools to the conference coordinator and all you hear is crickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's painful, and your learning curve is cut drastically because you don't have to go through the same BS that I had to go through for the first 7 years. So we'll sit here and answer questions all day long. It's my pleasure to point you in the right direction, knowing that you take it serious, that you're taking action, because it's a lot of times when people don't, and that's the thing that frustrates us the most. So we applaud your efforts, and on top of that, you got a hectic schedule like most people. So if you're not making excuses, I don't expect anybody else to either.
No, yeah, you got to turn it out once you take it in. So that's good.
I love turn it out once you take it in. I'm going to turn that into a post.
You can take that one. Let's turn it out. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Crank it out. We're always here for you. Thanks for the questions.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. All right. Let me see, everybody. Okay. I got some stuff in the chat. Oh, thanks for the feedback in the email, Austin and Kevin. The substance. Yeah. Alex, that's what we're talking about, boss. Let me put the raise hand down, and we got to get to some other people. I got a lower hand. We got to mute Greta, and then we got to move on to the next one. Let me see. Okay, we're going to the next person that had their hand up. Alex Bryant. Let me see. TJ, we're gonna get to you. Lisa, we're coming to you. Norma, we're coming to you. I'm gonna get to Alex. Alex, talk to me, boss. Okay, Alex, talk to me.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's going on, champ?
Yeah, thank you so much for the feedback and stuff. I'm glad all that info kit is all done.
It's on point, bro. I mean, listen, you design all that stuff yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's fire. I mean, it's professional grade all the way across the board. That's the only way to say it. What's your question?
My question is more about the reaching out to the the conference coordinators and our market. It's because I was going through basically because I actually finished all the modules and I've got all the stuff together and stuff like that. So my question is in regards to like the initial reach out. So my strategy and plan of action is to contact all the previous conferences that Trevor's done. Some of them has been like almost a decade to see if they can be like, if they're back interested of like what Trevor's done in the last decade. Do you think that's a good idea, or focus more on that and new ones? Because I've been doing a bit of both right now, reaching out to new ones right now, as well as getting all the contact information and websites and promoting, because some conferences in 2021, they've already booked in their speakers, so is it planned to reach out to for 2022 or to continue for 2021?
Okay, let's start from the back end of the question and work our way back. I'm gonna need Austin to jump in here because I want his feedback on retargeting and being able to work with old clients and how you can import those old clients into your list and get them on a routine on your weekly email blast that you're going to send out, and managing that list is very important as well. So let's go back to 2022. What I'm seeing right now, again, I'm in a very fortunate position in the catbird seat of talking to everybody. Because I'm in coaching, I talk to people who represent speakers. I talk to speakers bureaus. I talk to service providers. I talk to speakers that have got their calendar wiped clean. It depends on what industry that they're in. Speakers who are struggling with digital marketing, people that have the old school mindset that they're never going to get back in this game again because it's so stubborn. I see people literally, Alex, getting pushed out of the money game when it comes to booking speaking engagements because they don't understand how fast-paced and how everybody has already pivoted. People that are talking about pivoting and doing business online, that shit is old school now, bro. I mean, pivoting is outdated. If you haven't pivoted by now, you're not going to be able to do business in this fast-paced world. So the reason why I say all as a foundation, because things are opening up really, really fast. I've been telling everybody on this platform for over a year that it's going to be a jailbreak when everything starts getting back to normal. Let me just do a recap and remind people, Alex, and then I'm going to have Auston jump in here and we're going to get to that, the retargeting and managing your other lists. But you need to understand this because, again, I talk to everybody. I'm not talking to a couple of people that don't know what they're talking about. I'm talking about people getting real money and people that are decimated in this industry and everybody in between. And there's a reason why they're getting forced out, because here's what they're not recognizing. They're not recognizing that this pandemic and the world, the new world that we've been in, it's temporary. A problem is a fixable dilemma. It's only temporary. It never lasts forever. So now the millions of people getting vaccinated. A couple weeks ago, the NASCAR event had 135,000 people in the stands. First event, live event that big since the pandemic. Canelo Alvarez fight. Things really started opening up about a month ago in Texas. 77,000 people in the stadium at AT&T Stadium. That stadium holds twice that amount. Then what's starting to happen, I've already seen this happening for 6 to 9 months. People who were doing conferences, they had social distancing practices. Speakers were partnering with conference coordinators to make sure that they were actually having the mask on. Like, I've seen this stuff. I know speakers still getting money through the pandemic. It wasn't happening at a real high rate, but it was still happening. Now what you're seeing, Alex, now since every state is saying, okay, you can choose your own discretion whether or not you have a mask on or not. When 60, 70% of your state has been vaccinated, people are going back already. They started planning. Now you start to see conferences and Mandalay Bay, and MGM, everything is opening back up to full blast. Foo Fighters got a concert coming up, selling out Madison Square Garden, June the 20th. See, I look at everything. So it's a level of comfort that everyone has now with going back out. What does that mean for our industry? It's a beautiful thing. Now watch this. One last thing, Alex, and then Auston, I want you to jump in here. One last thing, because you got to hear me on this. Just because it's going back and these things are opening up and getting better, there's certain areas of the market that you delivering your services online, they need that right now. You know what the conference coordinators gotten used to? They've gotten used to saving money with the travel. They've gotten used to not digging into the sponsorship money. They're keeping 50, 60% of their revenue from their members and the people signing up for these conferences spending $2,000 because they don't have to spend that money now on flying in all these speakers. They don't have to spend all this money on managing logistics and da-da-da-da-da. They have an online presentation. And here's another trend that's been happening that's getting ready to break as well. Every little Tom, Dick, and Harry has been jumping into this business, calling themselves a life coach, a motivational, inspirational speaker. So people that really don't know how to manage meetings online, they just will hire anybody just to get a warm body in there to say that they offer some training. But it doesn't mean that it's been quality. And that's why a lot of speakers have been cutting their fees dramatically. And that has damaged the market in a lot of regards. But these speakers have just been jumping at anything, Alex, because they haven't been making any money. So everybody's been in desperation mode, but that shit is over. The biggest part of desperation is over. So now you get back to having a strong brand like you have at the Trevor Romaine Company. So Auston, jump in here real quick because I want to talk to Alex about managing his own list, how to potentially integrate that in and sending out an email blast to keep that, bring in those old clients and possibly import them into his CRM or managing those leads? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would just follow everything I outlined in week 5. Everything. So obviously, the first place you want to start, if you have a list, especially a customer list, that's the best place to start because it's low-hanging fruit, and it's going to be a lot easier to get engagement and more revenue from those past customers. So absolutely maximize that before you go on to anything else. Now, what I would recommend doing is just exactly what I teach in week 5. Keep it simple. And you should, every single week, you should be sending out one email to everyone on your list. And that includes past customers. That includes past engagements. And I explain exactly what to write in those emails in week 5. So I'd be doing that at a minimum. I'd also be reaching out to every person that's hired him and send messaging like I do that I explain in the program. Like just reach out to them and go one by one. Don't send a blast to these people besides the weekly email, value email. Go one by one for each of these customers, send a personalized email and just, reintroduce everything that Trevor's doing and keep the email pretty short, but, drive them to get back on a call to provide them value. Don't go, hey, do you want to hire Trevor again? Make it value focused. Just because they paid him money and hired him doesn't mean they want to get solicited again. So make sure that email is just like I explained in the program for when you're reaching out to cold conference coordinators, cold prospects. The email should be value focused. Hey, John or Lisa, how is your conference going? Or how is your day to day? What challenges are you having? I'd love to hop on a call and, this week for a few minutes and see if Trevor and the team, we could provide some resources. We could provide some strategies to help alleviate your challenges and make it very value focused. They don't want to just hop on a call to get sold. They want to get some value out of it. And then you can lead that conversation once you get them on the phone to hiring Trevor again. But those people are going to convert at a much higher rate than going to cold prospects.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that. And that puts more of a clear direction of like reconnecting with past clients, doing the weekly email blast, but also doing the, relationship-based, focus towards new prospects with value, and then go into the next stages through the setup you did in module 5. So yeah.
Correct, Alex. And one last thing too, on that note, unless Austin has anything else he wants to add, remember that what you guys do, we are all, and you need to think about this and be more aware of this. And that's why Austin has the languaging that he does in the program. That's why you heard him focus on have a value-based call, not a book me to speak call. That's not what this is about. And you're more so above everything else. You're a professional problem solver. In today's market, and we're in this pandemic is cause effects. It's going to last for decades. So these conference coordinators really are like, okay, they might want to bring in Trevor for a keynote speech. But in today's market, you have to be very creative about building relationships with them so you can get more money. Maybe it starts with the keynote speech. Maybe the keynote speech said, and then you can open up the conversation to say, and all of you need to hear me on this because this is very important. Remember, these are all different modes of delivery. So it can start with a keynote speech. And then it can open up the conversation to say, well, okay, well, what else do you offer, Alex? What else does Trevor offer? Well, Trevor can offer an on-site strategic work session. Okay, well, what does that look like? Okay, well, we can offer you a 2 to 4 hour program. We're so damaged right now as a global workforce, unless you're speaking at conferences or you're speaking at, let's say, just like an association event, where you're going to do a keynote, and that's cool. You can just build your business around keynote speaking. But if you really want to tap into I'm talking about a abundant pile of money and the biggest wealth shift, then they're going to say, okay, well, guess what? I may offer coaching services. I may offer consulting services. I may want to do an on-site strategic work session. They may want to hire him to do a on-site session for 8 hours. Bro, these training budgets are going to get ridiculously insane because you have, watch this, you have women who are on maternity leave, who are being welcomed when they come back to the workforce. You got all people of color that are still getting discriminated against. You got LGBTQ plus community who's not being properly represented. These corporations are rocking and reeling right now with a massive amount of dysfunction. So it's bigger than just a keynote speech. I'm telling y'all right now, I spent 75% of my corporate career. 75% of my professional speaking career, I spent in the corporate and association market. So it might have looked like a keynote speech at the conference. But then they wanted me to do a breakout session right afterwards for the executive team. And then as soon as I blew the doors off of all of it, when you deliver a massive amount of value, they're going to be on you like white on rice. In other words, Alex, they're not just going to say, I want the keynote. That ain't shit. I got an hour. What more can you offer me to keep getting money? I'm talking about booking you over and over and over again. That's why companies like HUD, they book me 25, 30 times. That's how you get multiple bookings out of Bank of America and Burger King and all these other companies that I've had the privilege to keep booking over and over again. You actually got to be good.
Yeah.
And Trevor's good. We don't have that issue. So it starts with the outreach, and then you're going to find the footing of the clients when you deliver the value, and they're going to want to pay for that value because they have to. Their employees are hurting right now. They're hurting. And there's something wrong with making money and helping people at the same time. And my God, I mean, they're overwhelmed with all of this stuff. And his signature programs, remember, it's medicine in the message. And it starts with your copy. You got it?
Yep. Totally got it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You got any other questions?
No, that's all I have.
Okay. All right. Let me move on to the next person. Always appreciate you, Alex. Keep us abreast of what's going on. You guys are close. Getting there.
And just to add some more to what Kevin said, keynotes is kind of the thing that all the speakers think about and what they want most. But like Kevin said, the real money, okay, keynotes are great. It's great content that you can use for your brand. It's, going to be a higher paying gig, but the actual on-site training that's $1 billion market, and every single size company needs it. I've seen startups making a couple $100,000 a month pay $30,000 to bring in a subject matter expert into a room of 5 people. This guy comes in and presents to 5 people making $30,000 for an hour of his time. So, you don't have to do keynotes. You don't have to be at these big conferences to make money. And actually, I would say it's a better strategy to focus on, these on-site trainings or coaching, consulting to a team of people, employees over Zoom, because you're going to be able to have better cash flow. You're not going to have to rely on, these big events that may not happen until 2022 or later on, or, that happen kind of sporadically. You can really get really high ticket clients that just need their employees to get some training on specific problems. But it all starts with the problem. And that's what you're doing. When you get on the phone with these conference coordinators, you're diving deep and understanding their problems, not getting on the phone and, hey, Trevor offers this. No, it's what problems are you having? And then you deliver very simply the specific solutions that Trevor offers, his specific programs that would solve their problem directly. And really spending $20,000, Alex, for Trevor, 1 hour of Trevor's time is
is not, that's a small expense in terms of the return on investment, the higher revenue, the better, the improved turnover, whatever it is, the benefit that the person you're talking to is going to get. So always keep it in terms of what problem are they having, and when you're pitching that price for the specific service, you need to be thinking about, and you need to communicate, well, okay, yeah, it's $20,000, but that's actually small, to the 5-10x return on investment that we're going to give you through this improved whatever result that they're looking for. So keep it focused on problem, solution, and benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. And I couldn't have said it any better, Alex. And this is the reason why we have to teach. This is a discipline. Selling is a discipline, very similar to how like you have different disciplines with under martial arts, karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu. This is when you're offering value, it's a different kind of discipline when you're offering a different level of service. And the training, like Austin said, it's just billions of dollars in the system right now because it's so much brokenness, and every employee is in this sedentary lifestyle, and their mental health has been stressed to the max. So motivation, we don't need any more motivation or inspirational speeches, bro. That shit is dead. We need some real help. And subject matter experts, you listen very carefully when Austin uses his language, because he doesn't waste words or mix words at all, and neither do I. We just express ourselves in two different ways. But listen to what Austin said. Austin said they paid a subject matter expert. Did Austin call him a speaker, Alex?
No.
He didn't call him a speaker. He called him a subject matter expert. A company making $100K a month paid a subject matter expert $30K to come in and talk to 5 people. You gotta actually be good. And again, with Trevor, we're not worried about him not being good. We just gotta make sure that the presentation is done the right way. And that's why we offer you the support. Because selling is not convincing anybody of anything. You want to be able to properly position his brand, give the right kind of presentation or pitch, ask a lot of questions, and then do during the proper needs assessment. Then during your discovery call, then you're going to find out, oh, that's exactly what they need. Now I know what the problem is. And guess what? Take Trevor's signature program and match it with the problem. And that's how you turn revenue as a professional speaker. Or there's way more to it than just speaking at conferences. I got people running around. Everybody wants to be a TEDx speaker. They think that's the pinnacle. Well, it's not. It's not. This is a game. And we're teaching you the game. And Alex, you guys are playing it pretty good right now. Again, you're getting close. Just keep asking those specific questions, brother, because every single Monday, you know what's happening? You're getting smarter and smarter every single week, and you're getting closer to that bag. Make sure it's set up the right way. If you run into any challenges whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach back out to us with an email. We'll get you there.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, champ. Love you, man. Talk to you soon.
Right back at you.
Okay. All right. Let me see. They got Alex. Alex, let me see. We're going to get right on down the line to the next person on the list. Thank you so much. Lisa Allman. Let's talk to Lisa. And we're going to get to the next person on the list. I see some more hands up. If I'm missing anybody, Troy, just give me a little head nod or something. Let me see. Hey, Lisa, you live with KTR in Austin. What's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, I hear you. Sounding good.
Thanks. Sorry, I've been out of pocket. I was on vacation and then traveling, so I'm just getting back into everything. A quick side note for you, but I'll let you know, I did see where you sent back the comments on my signature programs, but you didn't send back the comments on the professional bio, so I'll just send it to you again. You probably just slip past
you. You know what? I can tell you what you don't even have to send it back. I do apologize. That slipped through the cracks. Your bio is fire. Obviously, your credentials are stellar and it's well written, and it was broken up into 8 paragraphs. So your bio is approved.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, great. So I am through, thank you. I am through, let's see, before I went on vacation, I was in module 2. And I'm just now going through the individual videos on all of the different markets, the 6 markets.
Yes.
But my question is, because you said it several different times on different calls, that even if we have some expertise or want to reach out to people in several of those different markets, you said your suggestion was to choose one. So my question is, how can we best identify which one to pick? Like obviously, maybe the person who does faith-based, maybe government contract, that's two totally different things. But if like, so for me, for example, college market, youth market, and faith-based. So I do a lot in those 3, and I like all 3. And I know it's a matter of finding out who, what people's needs assessment are and everything. But if I'm going to choose one per your suggestion to focus on to start with, how do I decide which one to choose? Or is there some kind of benchmark or clue or something I should be?
Yes, it is. It's going to be you have a niche and a sub niche, and without trying to complicate it, let's just go with your niche. Remember that leadership is the cash cow. That's the bread and butter. Now you want to get into your niche. So how would you define your niche and what you speak about and what you're passionate about? Or no, not this has nothing to do with speaking right now. This has everything to do with what your niche is. What areas are you the most talented in? What earns the money?
Well, that's where the rub comes in, because I would say youth market and faith-based is probably where most of my experience has been in and where my passion is there. And so I just don't know, because
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me reset the question.
Okay.
I'm not talking about we're not talking about the market right now. We're just talking about what you're good at. You see, we have to keep this real simple.
Gotcha. Okay.
What are you good at now? Now we know you're an amazing writer. One of the best that we've had on our platform, without a doubt. Okay, so writing, are there any other skills that I need to know about? Because see, this happens to talented people all the time. Mm-hmm. What happens is, and they end up putting every skill that they have. They say, I'm a licensed minister, I'm a relationship counselor, I'm an author, I'm a motivational speaker, I sell real estate and I hustle credit repair on the side. I have a program for the youth, the faith-based, the college. I got a program for everybody. Now you're looking like the menu item at the Chinese food carryout store from 1 through 99. Mm-hmm. See, Five Guys sells hamburgers. They don't sell chicken sandwiches. They don't do nothing else but hamburgers. That's why they kick everybody else's ass when it comes to sell a hamburger. That's why Chick-fil-A, and I don't care how much you Popeyes lovers say that Popeyes has a great chicken sandwich. Popeyes does do chicken, but Chick-fil-A specializes in the chicken sandwich. Right. Popeye sells chicken, not a chicken sandwich. That's why it sucks. And Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich is the best. See, it's a reason why people do things and specialize. At Speaker Focus, all we do is help speakers grow their speaker business.
Right.
I cannot stress this enough, Lisa. And this is why I'm super passionate about answering these questions. Because a multitude of talent is a good thing, because we all need multiple streams of income and side hustles. But let me tell you something, a thing that Auston taught me when I first met him. He said, listen, man, is there any way you could just stop doing everything? Focus on the coaching program. That's exactly what you looked me right in my face and told me that. And I believed in what we were doing so much, and I knew we could be real big in our space like we are now if I just cut out everything else. So I sacrificed touring. I sacrificed everything else so I could build the best coaching platform with Auston in the world.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's tempting. Me and Auston get offers to do stuff every single day. But keep the main thing the main thing. So my thing is, Lisa, above and beyond everything else, like, I'm a professional communicator. Mm-hmm. I'm a professional speaker. That led to me being a celebrity talk show host, me doing facilitation, being a teacher, being a coach. I wasn't always a coach. I wasn't always a coach, like officially, like the way I am right now.
Right.
So you gotta pick one.
Right.
So what's the one thing, Lisa, that we're going to pick that you're going to focus on, and that's going to lead you to the target market?
Okay. So that is
I'm not saying you can't do both. Right. You can do whatever you want to do, but it just makes you more powerful when you just give me one thing, and then I can give you one market who wants that one thing.
Right. Okay. So
hey, I have a little strategy that worked for me back in the day.
Okay.
But yeah, to reiterate, like Amazon became $1 billion company by selling only books. So they started with that, and that leverage that you get by staying really hyper focused in one thing will allow you to branch out in the future because you have an abundance of wealth. You have revenue coming in because it's easier to build something fast and big if you stay focused on one thing. And you'll start to see it later in the program when we're going through the messaging, when we're going through the outreach. When you're focused on one and you build out everything around one, everything just resonates so much deeper with the target audience. It's going to be that much stronger. But this is kind of a brash way to think about it. But back in the day when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, one of my mentors recommended, you have all these different ideas. You got all these different niches you want to be in. Okay, well, pretend there's a gun to your head and you have to make a decision. What is the one thing you want to be focused on for the next 6 months, year? And you have to realize there's going to be a lot of time that you have to spend building out marketing material for this niche. You're going to have to talk to people about it all day. You're going to have to create resources about it. Now you're not married to it forever, but you're going to need to stay focused on it for a while if you want it to grow big. So think about that. There's a gun to your head and you have to make that decision. What's that one niche that you get most excited about? It's not necessarily what's the most money. It's what do you get excited about most, because the money will come as long as you stay in that leadership category and you're focused on the higher echelon, the more wealthy side of the market. But you got to just pretend like it's a life or death situation, because that when you go to that extent and when it becomes, you put yourself in that mindset, like this is a big decision, figure with that one and then try it, give it a good 3-6 months. And you can always pivot down the road, but you got to pick one that you get most excited about in the beginning.
Right. Okay. So then to answer the question then for both of you, that would definitely be showing people how to take the lessons and the blessings and their challenges and to move forward. And that sounds a little, it's not very fleshed out, exciting the way I just said it just now, but
Hey, Kevin, you muted yourself, boss.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Lisa, you had a strong sense of direction. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you had a strong sense of direction in your leadership programs. Now, leadership in some regards could be very broad. Everybody books a leadership speaker in all of the different target markets. So you have to say to yourself, my messaging for my signature program, where is this going to be best served? Is this going to be best served speaking to kids? And another way you can look at it as well. Do I have a curriculum designed for kids? Do I have do I have books? Do I have learning materials? Do I have something I can upsell in the youth market? Do I have a learning curriculum designed for the faith-based market? Is my leadership program going to be is it a program that will enhance campus life for young leaders? Those are the things that you have to ask yourself. So if it's best suited for the one that sticks out the most, then that's the one I would double down and focus on, Because like Austin said, Amazon started with books.
Mm-hmm.
And now they sell everything. They sell cars on Amazon now. They didn't start out that way. But once you leverage yourself in one particular market, you're going to start dominating others. This is what's going to happen anyway.
Right.
The reason why I tell people to focus on the corporate and association market is because that's where they pay the bigger fees.
Right.
You're eliminating the risk of them jerking around with your fee.
Right.
But when somebody books you at a corporate gig, guess what? Somebody at the corporate gig belongs to a church.
Right.
Somebody's kid goes to college. Somebody is the dean of housing may come up to you from a university. This is how it works, especially when you start speaking at conferences, because you got people from all over the country. You walk away with like 200 plus business cards, and you start networking with people, and then everything's going to start filtering out. Now you can take that spill-off business when it comes to you, but your primary focus is one market, a leadership message for one market. And listen, this is why we don't have to decide this today. This is why you're part of the program, because you can pray on it, you can think about it, you can really meditate on it and see where your service is best served.
Right. Okay. So as far
what
as
are you kind of leaning towards right now?
Well, I'm not leaning toward anything on the market really so much, but definitely on the niche, which is the empowerment-based living.
Okay, empowerment-based living. So watch this. Who needs that the most right now? Empowerment-based living. Inside that signature program, who needs that the most right now, in your opinion?
I would say, I would say college and youth. I mean, when you say youth, you're thinking of like elementary, high school, and that area.
Yeah. The youth market is different. That's like you're talking elementary through high school, or Boys and Girl Scouts of America. I mean, they got tons of youth leadership conferences in the world. I mean, it's just dozens of them, and they will pay you at the $5,000+ level. But you got to make sure that your message is for kids. Like if you got a passion or a mission for kids, and you want to keep helping them grow and develop, like I know people that's what they do. We got former teachers on our platform. All they want to do is help kids.
Then in that case, I would say college market then.
Okay, so you want to help young adults before they enter into the workforce.
Right.
With that message of empowerment-based living. Okay.
Right.
So watch this. So then all of your marketing language would be college student this, on the collegiate level this. All you gotta do is just incorporate that kind of marketing language in there, and then get the attention of college coordinators.
Okay.
College meeting planners.
Okay.
Hey, listen, you got over 4,000+ colleges throughout the United States and U.S. Virgin Islands alone.
Right. Right.
They may not pay you the $5,000 that you want for the higher fee, but you probably can get them to book you on a steady and consistent basis at the $2,500 to $3,000 level, but you got to take out all your expenses before you do it.
Right.
And if you absolutely. Go ahead, Lisa.
I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and a lot of it, is workshops and seminars online or in person too, because they have, these kids are just, they're dying for messages of empowerment, and that, everyone's walking around in a, fear-based living with, a 5-year-old mentality in an adult body. So I know they do a lot of, I'm sorry, I'm tired and my brain is not focusing, but I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, it's something that you're going to have to keep taking time to develop.
Right.
And we're here to be able to help you do that. If the college market is going to be your focus, then make sure you go back through and tweak the language in your signature programs you don't have to generalize. You can make it specifically about this is what the college student is going to get out of it after this program. College coordinators, these are the kind of things that enhance campus life. At your next event, I can help your students reduce their level of stress. I can help them with on-campus life. I can help them feel more empowered during broken times. You see, that kind of languaging right there is very, very specific. If you want to get a stranglehold on the market, you got to be real micro specific. Okay.
Okay, got it. So, Austin, kind of going on what you were saying, as I keep going down the modules, if that's the focus I'm going to go on, it'll become more clear to me how to tailor everything towards that.
Correct. Yeah, module 5, when you start getting to the outreach. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, even all the sales tools in week module 2, like everything needs to be hyper focused. Okay, outreach, your website, none of this stuff's going to work unless you have it all very focused on one thing. Okay. And so that's why we have you set these foundations in the beginning, because everything is informed. Everything you build out later on is informed by, you know, this market. And it's really important. The one you choose is important. Now, you don't, like I said, you don't have to be like, everything we do is an experiment. It's not set in stone. We're going to be testing these things. And the real test is when we get it into the market. So just realize what we're doing is preparing everything to get to the market. And what is the market? That is actually when we start outreach to our target buyers. And you're going to find out real fast when you do enough of these calls, when you do 50, 100 calls with these people that, you know, are your ideal clients, you're going to figure out real quick what you need to change in your message, whether or not you like the niche, if you get actually excited about it. But wasting time thinking about it too hard right now is not worth it. You're better off picking something, getting to the market fast with it, testing, and then what you'll realize quickly too is, hey, at least I tried this. At least I did this the proper way, and you can adjust from there. But you just got to get to the market with the one you feel most confident about right now. Think of it as an experiment. You're not married to it, and get to the market.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes total sense. Okay. And then my last question is, in the interim, while I'm doing that, and, you know, if my website and all of my marketing materials and everything are focused on that, whatever the one thing is, if I still have people places where I have spoken in faith-based market before, and people still coming to my website and everything, is that going to cause a problem where now they're coming back, oh, she's not focusing on faith-based anymore, you know? Because I have a lot of repeat people that ask me to come back to speak, but they were in faith-based markets. So for example, if I'm focusing on college market now or that area, is that going to create a issue because they're coming saying, oh, well, looks like she's not doing that anymore?
Yeah, so there's going to be that trade-off. Like, obviously, it's not your website and everything's not going to resonate deeply with those people anymore. But on the flip side, that's a small trickle of people coming. When you get to week 5, you'll realize how many other people you're going to have 10, 20x the amount of people that are specifically the ones that you're marketing to, that have all the language resonate with them. So that small trade-off is worth it. Down the road, you'll be able to, when you have a stronghold in one of the niches, you can have different tabs on your website and make your copy more generalized. But right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get some momentum going. We're trying to really get this engine going. And the way we do that is making things specific, because when you reach out to people cold and you have a general message, hey, I'm a speaker. You want to chat? No, I don't. Cause that's just like, nothing you said resonates. Like, great. There's a million speakers. But when you reach out to, a college coordinator with really deep messaging specific messaging around the specific problems that the college market has, or whatever it is that you choose, that is just you're going to get so many more people wanting to get on the phone with you because it resonates with them. We're not trying to just blast a random message. We're hyper specific. And also just have you're going to have your contact page on your website anyway. So, you know, you might have a small amount of drop off of those people that are referrals or whatever that aren't in your market, but that's okay, because you're going to have way more people that are in that market coming to your site when we get to week 5.
Got it. And when you say week 5, you're talking about module 5?
Right. Yep. Module 5, week 5. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. That's all starting to click into me. So that makes sense. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, both of you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome, Lisa. Last but not least, make sure Austin brought up another real good point, and then I'll take the next question. Make sure you do a lot of research on the college market. Go in there, pull up some articles. People are excellent writers just like you. You're going to be amazed at the articles alone that you can pull up on a Google search to give you the insights on what the pain points. Watch this. Google this. Biggest challenges for college coordinators.
Okay.
How have college campuses been struggling throughout the pandemic? What has the biggest impact on campus life? How are college students going to be able to? What does college campuses look like after the pandemic? Now what?
Okay.
It's a fallout. It's a fallout of a bunch of challenges that we're facing, and it's going to be around for decades. Lisa, in your signature programs, remember there's medicine in your message, and it has to have value. And when your languaging from your signature programs is speaking directly to that coordinator, that college coordinator, how can I enhance campus life? How can I help these students live better while they're in school? How can I help them solve their problems? You're going to be at the top of the list that they call back because you're not just casting out a net real wide.
Right.
We're not trying to catch sharks and guppies and whales and everything. Maybe we just want to catch shrimp.
Right.
And that's okay because you can catch a lot of shrimp. Exactly. Paying you got 5 to 10 people paying you $3,000 every single month. That changes your whole lifestyle. And then watch this. When all those other people coming back who weren't really paying you money because you're so hyper focused on money making activity, which is all what me and Austin care about, then you're not even going to be thinking about the people who weren't paying you. See, this automatically, listen, when your speaker business gets organized, it automatically exposes anyone who's not up to par with paying you the check that you deserve. Just that simple.
Got it. Okay. Thank you both. I've got chills now because I'm on fire. I'm on fire now. You woke me up.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Lisa. Bye-bye. All right. Let me see. So I got to go back to the list. Thank you, everybody, for the patience that you've displayed. TJ, we're going to go to you next. Ramon, I see your hand up. And we're going to wrap this up in a little bit if nobody else has any questions. Lower hand, allow to talk. TJ, talk to me.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, good. So I just had a couple quick questions because when you gave me my assignments, you said to download the information. I only watched the first video. And so in my professional bio formula, in number 5, like it talks about the speaker style. So should I jump to the video about speaker styles to determine what my speaking style is? And then come back and fill this out, or because I'm struggling with that.
No problem. It's okay. A lot of people struggle with that question. Okay, so do you see the question inside under your speaking style? Your facilitation style, exactly what it is. It's a facilitation style. Okay, so are you looking at the question right now?
Yes.
Okay, read the question to me.
It says, what kind of facilitator are you? Describe what kind of speaking style you have and how you will deliver valuable content from the platform when speaking / consulting / coaching.
Okay, now, remember that the bio formula is designed to answer the 8 questions and then convert the answers into paragraph format as you see in the example inside the bio template that I have for my bio. It's done that way for a reason because it highlights all your professional expertise in chronological order without you having to say one word. The bio speaks volumes about your experience. So this doesn't have anything to do with your speaking experience. It's just how you deliver information. How do you teach? How would you describe that? Even if you're having a basic conversation with someone, if you're giving them advice, how do you facilitate? How do you transfer knowledge? How would you describe that? So let's start with how you teach. Let's start with how you teach. If you were teaching me something, how would you describe what you do? Would you say you're interactive? Would you say you have a hands-on, up-in-your-face approach? I can get people to move to immediate action. How would you describe that?
I have a combination. I'm very interactive and I'm engaging. So I draw you into what I'm saying.
Okay, now, so I want you to jot that in there. I want you to put down, TJ's speaking style is engaging, interactive, thought-provoking. If you're kind, if you're compassionate, put all the stuff that makes people love your personality like I love it. That's what you should put in there, because that's all part of the way you deliver information. Like, you're super sharp, you're very compassionate. All of that stuff you got to put inside there. That's the stuff that's in your personality that makes a great teacher. That's why most teachers in school, we don't remember them. But the ones who were really, really good teachers, those are the ones that taught you something. Those are the ones that actually taught you something.
Okay.
And I want you to describe what you're capable of teaching people in that particular section right there. And don't overthink it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you know why? Because you're thinking about speaking experience. See, you're going off of maybe I haven't had a lot of speaking experience. Speaking experience doesn't count when it comes to bio. Here's what you do have. You have a lot of working professional experience. I want you to go back to that. How many times have you been in a situation, TJ, where you had to train somebody else to do their job? How many times have you taught somebody something on the job? How many times you worked on a project or a team and you contributed something and you got that project complete because of your knowledge that you transferred?
That's every day.
Well, describe that. And that's your teaching style. You're a facilitator. That's what facilitation means.
Okay.
You got it?
I got it. Okay, I'm trying to see the videos. I'm trying to stay what you told me to do. And then I have one question. So like in the number 7 question, the client list and track record, like I have all the companies that I work for. And I've started them off in like the biggest names, for instance, like the Forge and the GMs and the BorgWarner. Okay. And then I went into the smaller companies and I've kind of flip-flopped those twice. Like, should I start small, then go big? But I think I need to start with the bigger recognized name, then go into the small. And then put various faith-based organizations, or should I actually list out the names of those faith-based organizations? Like
you can do various faith-based organizations. Now, if your market, this is another good question. If your market is the corporate and association market, in your bio, then maybe you don't want to accentuate the fact that you got various faith-based organizations. See, this is where speakers trip themselves up all the time. If you're a specialist in the corporate and association market, don't mention anything about the faith-based market. If you're in the faith-based market and that is strictly your market, then you double down with marketing language that's dripping of value for that specific market. Same thing with the youth market, speaking to kids. Listen, all it's going to do is cause friction when you have language in from other markets in there, because when you're showing it to a person in the corporate and association market, you know what they're thinking? I don't want anybody to talk about anything about religion and politics. Not that they're not a believer, not that they don't have a view on politics. But what happens is, as soon as you start sharing your political, unless you're hired to speak about that topic, about politics or religion, it's going to divide your audience in half, and I guarantee you it's going to cause friction. I went through a little phase when I didn't know anything about marketing or branding, where I was really, my talks were spiritual based. But I wanted to get some of that corporate money, but I wasn't real good at the copywriting part yet. And I just had a conflicting and confusing messaging. And that's the reason why my ass was sitting on broke with an empty calendar, because my messaging wasn't making any sense to a person who wanted to pay me a check. This is the reason why we lay the foundation the way we do. And when you send over your signature programs for the feedback, we have to tell students this every single day. They want to still have one foot. Watch this. Some of them have been in ministry for years. I'm not knocking it. If you gotta be in the faith-based market, then go speak at the mega churches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, but it's all, listen, it's all good. You just have to pick a focus.
Oh no, I have a focus. I was just trying to make sure that I was staying in the flow and not reading all the other stuff and trying to not make it overly complicated, because that's one of my weaknesses. And then I have a
right. It's okay, TJ. We got a lot of overthinkers on our platform.
And so I'm going to take some of the other stuff out and just strictly stick this within the corporate world and for leadership for that. And then on the signature program, does it always end in base? So it's like blank base leadership. So the 4 things is going to be blank and then base leadership always?
It should be.
Okay.
That's just a template for simplicity. If you can come up with some other all of my signature programs, because I'm America's leading focus expert, are all focus based. Do I have leadership programs? Yes, but my brand is a little bit unique. Well, it's very unique than a lot of other speakers. So I end up taking a different approach. But the reason why I do it that way is because it's an easy formula to be able to follow. That's the reason why we do it that way. All the signature programs are leadership based. You got it?
I got it.
Leadership is a cash cow. Now, there are students who have a very unique brand and the leadership piece doesn't really work for them. So they submit different kind of languaging. Send it over to me if you don't want to use leadership based. It just needs to make sense. The reason why I do that is because that's what gets the money. And I don't want you to veer away from the money. Leadership is a cash cow. It always has been, it always will be.
No, I'm there. I'll just put problem solving, or I'm going to come up with some type of work, because that's one of my niches within what I do. Is I literally am an expert problem solving, hence why I have one of my credentials in lean manufacturing and lean Six Sigma. They pay me to solve complex problems, and I lead teams doing that. So I wanted to add something for a program for that within leadership and these complex problems. And if you actually eliminate the smaller problems, you don't actually get to these complex problems. But I'm trying to work that in there. So I got it. I'll leave it. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. So
exactly. And
the other questions
other
people answered.
And remember, when you have the Six Sigma certification the way you do, and there's a lot of speakers on our platform that do. I mean, you're talking about organizational infrastructure, business management at the highest level, and when you have that type of skill, obviously that's custom built for the corporate and association market. These leadership teams, these executives, these management teams, these frontline employees, these managers or supervisors, they are hurting right now with the sedentary lifestyle, and they need your type of organizational leadership and to help them properly develop, because these things are going to last for decades. So accentuate your expertise. Don't back away from it. You do that at a very high level, and there's always a market for that. You got it?
I got it. So I should be ready. So yeah, so I'm just gonna button this up and hopefully get this out to you guys. I'm gonna set a target for tomorrow.
No problem. Remember, support@speakerfocus.com. We'll get you some feedback back on it, and and then we'll move forward over to the next thing.
Okay.
Okay, TJ. Be talking to you real soon. All right. You're very welcome. All right. Let me see. Let's get to, let me see. Then we got one more person that had their hand raised. I think it was Ramon. Need to find Ramon's name. Oh, there's Ramon right there. All right, Ramon. Can you hear me, boss?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Just to Tuesday, when KTR said about overthinkers, that's me. I'm overthinker. Thanks for their comments on my my demo video I sent you. Thank you.
Yeah, brother, you did a great job on it, man. You did an outstanding job on it.
All right. Well, thank you. You know, well, you know my history of being in that discrimination lawsuit for the 18 years, and
right.
And you know, half of those years I spent out of the company because I was blackballed to the state of South Carolina. And I'm not sure if it's PTSD or whatever, but should I be concerned about my past and the litigation, or don't worry about it?
No, I say don't worry about it, and only bring it up or discuss it if it's brought up to you.
Okay.
Other than that, there are many speakers that have a checkered background, whether or not it was their fault or not. We got plenty of them on our platform. None of us come from a background that's all the way squeaky clean and perfect. So
right.
if we've had our legal struggles or battles, then it never stops you from moving forward as a speaker. You know what I learned about speaking is the more mess that you've been through and you've been able to clean up your mess, the more value it actually has to the audience in front of you, and the more authentic you are. You can strip your messaging down to the bare bone, and you're not afraid to share when you used to be on your ass or you were in a really, really rough situation, and you have real strategies to teach the audience how they can do that as well. Because the fact of the matter is they may not have gone through a discrimination suit like you and been mistreated. But I guarantee you they feel like they've been mistreated with something. And a real speaker knows how to take their messaging and make it work for everybody and be relatable to everybody in that audience. And that's why you have to do a massive amount of research and really understand your target buyer, target market, target audience. Really drill down your messaging. I read articles every single day. I force myself to learn something new every day about this industry because it constantly changes. And you have to keep up. Your messaging has got to keep up to date with what's going on with these conference coordinators if you want to really have an impact.
Okay. All right.
You got any other questions?
No, because I am publishing a book about that experience that's also in my demo video. So but you answered my question. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, bro. You look real sharp, and I like all the wardrobe changes. Super professional. Extremely proud of you. You knocked the speaker video demo right out the park. Keep trucking on to the next assignment, all right?
That's what I'm going to do. Thank you very much.
All right, Ramon, you're getting breakthroughs and you're opening up, brother. I love to see that kind of stuff. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, talk to you. Yes, sir. Whoa, what is going on? All right, let me see. All right, we got to get Ramon muted. We already got TJ. We got, let me see. Tanya, I'll be right with you. All right, let me see. Tanya, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, Tanya, yep, I hear you. I got you.
All right, awesome. Hello to you, Austin, everybody. I just had a great question. Well, first, thank you for approving bio. I was like, this process is so different than what I have been used to writing. When you approved it the first time, but I moved on to getting the programs and things together. I just had a quick question about the template.
Okay.
I'm super analytical, and I may be overthinking it, but I sent an email. Austin did reply. So the way the template is set up, that you want the mainstay headline, and then it says all 4 signature programs, and then it has a program, and then 3 bullet points.
Right.
And as you move down, I wasn't sure if the way it was supposed to be set up was, okay, the name of the program, or the mainstay headline, the name of the program, and then the 3 bullet points, and then again under that, the name of the program, and then the actual descriptions of those 3 bullet points. So I just want to make sure I wasn't mixing it up or just doing things double. So the way I had it, I wish I had a screen share, but the way I had it set up was the name of the program. I had 3 short little paragraphs for the description of those 3 bullet points. And then after this program, you will be able to, and then it was 5 bullet points explaining what they'll be able to do after the program. And then that was it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that's what I had. I think when I sent the email in, I put after you will be able, or after this program, you will be able to, I forgot to break it up into bullet points. So I went back and broke my 5 up, because it was like, because what I do is I'm so used to taking notes and doing things in Word. So what I do is I type these ideas, and then I kept going back over the template to make sure it was right. But what I did was I put 3 bullet points instead of breaking it up into 5. So I just confused myself at the end, but I did correct it. But I just wanted to make sure moving forward
hey, listen, follow the template exactly how you see it. If you see on the opening, on the signature program template page, when you see your title, the signature program 1 with 3 bullets, everything duplicates because you got 4 signature programs. And then when you get into breaking out the opening paragraphs, after the opening paragraphs, you always got 5 bullets, not 3, not 2. Please don't take the template out of order, and just fill in all the information and then send in the template so you can get your signature programs approved and move on to module 2.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I had already corrected it.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. And then my next question was, because there was another lady who was talking about like the market. I had a quick question around, like, is there a specific market that's moms, or should it just be like women?
Well, first of all, there's a whole sector of the speaking industry called the women's empowerment movement, or the women's empowerment market, that's huge. Do they have associations and conferences and events strictly for women? You better believe they do. And they're not looking for male speakers for those events the majority of the time. Male speakers can and do speak at those events, but they're looking for other women to speak at those events who are also empowered. See, this is what we're talking about the specificity of your brand and then of your target market. If you have a program strictly for women, then stand on that. There's plenty of opportunities out there for you to speak on stage with the biggest speakers in the market from the smallest speakers. It's all kinds of opportunity just dripping everywhere right now. I've been a speaker for 35 years. I've never seen it like this before in my life. I cannot wait to go back on tour. I cannot wait to participate in everything about this industry. As a speaker, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been on lockdown for too long. I've been sacrificing. What you think? You think I want everybody to have all the fun themselves?
Right.
But it's just so many sectors that are opening up for you to produce your content and be good at what you do. You know, the biggest mistake that I see speakers make is trying to be like somebody else. And I did it very early on in my career because you don't really know what you want to talk about. It takes time to find your voice. It takes time to find the footing. Remember what Auston said really early in the call. What you're doing is when you're packaging and you have your brand ready to go to market, and then you actually start getting in front of coordinators, you have to test and reiterate and redesign and retest. You may not have to make a lot of major changes, but little tweaks here and there to the languaging to start attracting the right kind of target buyer. That's just verbiage. You can change that in one day if you needed to. The right kind of copy, oh my God, will make you hundreds of thousands of dollars being a professional speaker. And it all starts with those signature programs. And if you have a program designed strictly for women, more power to you. It is a massive upside to just strictly speaking to women. And you're talking about diversity, inclusion. This stuff is huge.
Yeah, so I know the women part is there. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, like, because right now, I speak to work with moms specifically, right? So there's a lot of women who aren't moms. So what I'm saying is, should I just keep it women instead of saying like moms?
Well, here's what I would say. If you have a message, if you have a message available for strictly moms, and that's okay. How much of the workforce has women that have to take maternity leave? And those women don't feel welcome when they come back to work.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big problem right now in the workplace. Women are taking off. They're having to deal with the emotional challenges of a workforce not welcoming them back, making them feel comfortable. Like I've been off taking care of my baby for 6 months, and now I'm integrated back into the workflow, and then you trying to make me feel like I'm not part of the team anymore. These are real challenges that's happening in the workplace right now. I'm telling you, LGBTQ plus community, they're feeling alienated. Brown people of all different colors, they're feeling alienated. They feel like they're not being listened to. So you're a minority that's trying to help your sisters out. What's wrong with that? Hey, look, Tanya, start doing research on how much of the workforce population has actual women in the workforce that have kids.
Yes.
There's a report out there that will give you those numbers. There's a lot of women without kids, but there's a whole lot of women with kids. That's why you got to do your research and really start figuring out who your message is going to go to, and that will help when you're crafting your languaging. Am I making sense?
Yes. Absolutely. I will do that. I mean, that's all I had, really.
Okay. That's why speakers get paid a lot of money. But the research, I can't tell you how important doing research is. You should know every single thing backwards and forwards. Well, not only are you a mother, so I mean, you could write 100 books on just that because you're living it. But again, read articles that other people who are very skilled at writing, they have taken the time to look at case studies and look at reports. And these are reputable sources that they're getting their information from. And you can gather information faster by reading a reputable article and doing a lot of research in that particular niche. Listen, Tanya, all I consume is information about the speaking industry. All I do is read reports about the speaking industry. All I do is talk to other conference coordinators. All I do is talk to other speakers. That's all I care about. That's all I need to know about. That's my world. Mm-hmm. I don't care about nothing else. All I care about is how can I deliver my target market the best information possible? And you should be trying to figure out to do the same thing with moms. What do moms need? How are they not being listened to in the workplace? How are these companies dealing with moms who are having a baby? And when they come back, do they even have a program for that? That's what you should be thinking about. How are moms being affected in the workforce community? And do these corporations, are they even properly managing diversity properly? And the answer is hell no. They're not. They never have. They never had a real plan for it. But I tell you what, this is why you got litigation at an all-time high. People are being terminated for wrong reasons. People are being forced out because they had a baby, because of their sexual orientation. These things aren't right.
Right.
Fix a problem, Tanya, and you will have more money than you can shake a stick at.
Got it.
You got it?
Got it.
Okay, look forward to seeing the new revisions to your updated signature programs. Remember, just stay focused on one niche. If moms is who you want, then go after the moms. There's plenty of them out there that need value in your messaging.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you real soon.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Let me see. We are winding down another group call. Go to over here with Tanya. And Troyer, let me know if I got all the questions in the chat box. Or do I have any questions in the chat box? All right, I'm good. I believe that's it. Is there anything else you wanted to add to the call before we wrap it up?
Nope, that's it.
Okie doke. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we appreciate you logging on again to another Q&A call. If you have any additional questions, make sure that you submit a support ticket to support@speakerfocus.com. A lot of you are getting breakthroughs. A lot of you are really starting to understand how important it is to submit support tickets to be able to get the best responses. Remember, your best friend on this platform is support@speakerfocus.com. We are always here to answer the questions in detail. And we're always here to make sure we deliver the best service to you as possible and give you the detailed answers. When you participate, your speaker business is going to grow. When you ask questions, your speaker business is going to grow. You're not in this by yourself. On behalf of me and Auston and the entire team at speakerfocus.com, we love to be a service to you, and we thank you again for tuning in. Have another powerful Monday evening. I love you all. I'll see you next week.